So we're back.
We are. Felt like we never left.
Yeah, there might be people setting off fireworks tonight, even though it's not the 4th yet. They always start
You
early.
mean tonight on Saturday night?
Yes, and
probably all weekend.
It'll be the anti-patriots doing it, possibly the terrorists who are setting off fireworks to set our fair land ablaze.
Right, because terrorists have to practice somehow, don't they? And according to facts we've just looked up, our research department has uncovered the fact that you're not allowed to ban fireworks as a federal law. On the other hand, it's a federal law, you're not supposed to have marijuana, yet certain states have medical marijuana. So there you go, conflict of state and federal law.
But as we said earlier, pretty much people setting off the fireworks are the anti-patriots, maybe even the terrorists. So if you see fireworks going off, you can assume they're terrorists.
You believe that people should take their own sense of responsibility into their actions, so that they should have a sense of responsibility enough that they don't set off fireworks. You're good. If everyone were like you, that would be good. Well, but everyone's not.
No, everybody should have be responsible for themselves. They shouldn't blame other people for their
their lot in life.
Well, for their lot in life, everybody's responsible for themselves.
As well as the fact that we have so many different people with so many different opinions. That's why we do have government.
Well, that's just your opinion.
No, I asked that guy next to me too.
Oh.
He said.
Okay, well,
he believes it too. So we do have actually 3 out of 2.
Now, how do you feel? How do you feel about going through an airport? You're going to be taking a trip here next week, flying back east. You're going to have to go through the airport security system. They're going to grope you. I know you enjoy it.
Well, you know, for a person who has had numerous colonoscopies, I don't find it's impinging on anything that nobody else knows about.
Do
they do? Yes.
Are they that intrusive at the airport these days? I haven't flown for a while.
They are. I mean, look. I mean,
right
you go through the same thing. If you go to your doctor, your doctor is going to do things like that. You know, whatever.
Really? So should the TSA be molesting young children and elderly women?
You know, the word molesting has got such a bad rap. You know, so maybe you shouldn't use the word molesting.
Well, why not? That's what they're doing.
Well, you're saying it's molesting, but one could say it's intrusive. If it's intrusive, well, how is that intrusive? That woman probably could have used that. It looks like it's been years since somebody else has handled the merchandise.
The way it is now, people who decide they don't want to go through the X-ray machine and be irradiated by ionizing radiation.
Ionizing.
Then they are assumed to be.
Well, they have to be
criminals.
They have to be fondled in some way to see if they are not carrying liquid stuff. That's a great picture of a guy. He could use a little bit more tush. But, you know, that's probably just genetic.
Well, if you go through that, that's what they see. If you go through that, they won't molest you and grope you. Yeah. But if you decide not to go through that, they automatically suspect you, so they give you the grope down.
I think that guy should do more on the stair stepper in the gym because, you know, he needs some tush there.
Well, they're talking about now, in Texas, they have an anti-groping bill in the works where they're going to criminalize intrusive pat-downs.
Oh. But I heard that they've weakened that bill so that it's not going to be that bad. On the other hand, if somebody is carrying some sort of explosive on the plane, would you like to be on the plane with them? I don't think so. Wouldn't you say grope that person if you saw them?
So how many 5-year-olds and 90-year-olds have been carrying explosives onto airplanes lately?
So we've been doing a pretty good job keeping those 5-year-old terrorists from bringing explosives on.
Well, it's like the guy walking around banging 2 sticks together, and he's saying, "What are you doing?" He's saying, "Well, I'm keeping the alligators away."
And there's no alligators.
Well, doing a pretty good job then.
See, that's right. And I've seen 5-year-olds do things that are pretty explosive.
No, you haven't.
And you don't want 5-year-olds on the plane with you anyway, because they cry, they carry on, they spit up all over you. So maybe that's good.
Okay, we have the firework law.
We have a firework law.
Ready?
I don't know if it's going to go up there.
Here comes the fireworks law.
Consumer fireworks, in order to be classified consumer, those
read it out loud.
Read it. And meat varies in the quantity of pyrotechnic material. Okay. You're allowed to have consumer fireworks. Those of you who are worried. Here we are trying to tell you not to use fireworks, but our producer, of course, our producer has 5 kids. He has to do something to keep them out of trouble, which won't keep them out of trouble. It'll cause trouble. But he'll be able to impress them as instead of his mouth, he'll be shooting off fireworks.
Well, so anyway,
Yes, the anti-groping law.
if you want to get groped, and many people will be flying this weekend.
What are you hiding under
it's
that
a holiday
tie?
weekend.
Do you have some fireworks
Stop
under
groping
there?
me.
There is something jelly-like under your shirt. I'm not sure what it is. Could be liquid. Could be a liquid explosive.
You'll never know.
I hope not, because I'd be in trouble. So what are you saying here?
Now,
You don't like being patted down, and you don't like little kids being patted down.
I don't think anybody should be.
But you don't like
groped
people
at the
sitting next to you
airports.
with explosives.
Yeah.
At the same thing. So you have to balance those two things, Mark. You know.
So you're willing to give up your rights?
What right would that be? To carry
The
explosives?
right to be fondled?
Do you
the
have
right
a,
to be molested?
Wait, do you have a right to be fondled? Do you have a right to be molested?
No, I don't.
See, you don't.
I don't have a right.
Therefore, you don't have a
But they're-
right for
But they're violating
privacy.
that right.
What right?
The right
No.
to be
If you
not
have
be
a,
fondled.
if you have a, oh, now you're giving a right to a negative thing. That's not right.
It's
That's a
called
negative
battery,
right.
as far as I'm concerned.
Well, you probably
They don't know me that well.
You want them to buy you a drink first.
At least.
Okay. Well, is that the rule then? So New Mexico will change their fondling law to having a drink beforehand.
No,
a beer or a
Elderly
margarita.
women and 6-year-old children should not be fondled and groped
That's,
and
that's,
abused
that's
by
stereotyping
the TSA.
Children and elderly women.
No, it's not stereotyping.
It is
That's
stereotyping,
what's
saying that
happening.
you think that an elderly woman is not capable of great havoc by bringing explosives.
Please.
Then you realize that the terrorists will start to attack 5-year-olds and elderly women because they would be likely people
Attacking them?
attacking them, saying you must wear this explosive, otherwise we're going to kill your Barbie doll.
Yeah, right. That's going to happen. Okay.
If I've given anybody ideas,
Michael, I
of
can
havoc.
clearly see the terrorists have already won.
well, you know, let's go on to the next thing, which is keeping the mentally ill out of jail. I thought there was going to be.
I thought we
There's one
should.
of them. Yes, that's a large one. They come in sizes, the mentally ill. That's an LG, which is a large. These are pictures of the mentally ill.
Who? You?
He's got both of us here.
Oh.
He's not being prejudiced. Look how our lines just like go crazy. There I am. One way to keep the mentally ill out of jail, get them their TV show.
Well, that's true.
You
It
see,
keeps
that's
them off
right.
the streets
We are
anyway.
in stripes already. You know,
Well,
we're in stripes.
Right now,
Las
New Mexico
Cruces.
has a grant to keep the mentally ill, Las Cruces actually, to keep the mentally ill out of jail and into the treatments that they need instead of being incarcerated.
But they have to
simply
keep them
because
on their meds.
They're acting silly.
They have to keep them on their meds.
I was in Albuquerque yesterday, and at more than one bus stop, there were crazy women acting insanely, frankly. Stepping into traffic and doing
Really?
and yelling at cars.
Maybe they should be groped for explosives.
And I'm sure you would enjoy that.
Gives you a reason to live.
Explosives. But those people don't need to be in jail. They need to be taken care of.
With medication.
it's-
With
yes,
medication.
it's
But
like
some people don't take their meds.
The same as drug addiction. Those people should not be thrown in jail. They should be given treatment.
You realize they've just convicted a guy for 22 years who was a mentally ill guy who ran over somebody in the street and then went on a crazy chase.
He purposely went off his meds,
He went
jumped
off
in the
his
car,
meds.
was
People-
driving
people
120
can't-
miles an hour and ran over and killed somebody while the police were chasing him.
Well, sometimes you can go off
He
your meds
belongs in
if you have a
jail.
history. He does now.
He does
But
now.
why wait for them?
When you kill
why wait for
somebody-
them to do something that's detrimental
Well,
to
you
society?
shouldn't wait for them.
Well,
You need to get them treatment. That's my whole point.
right. But if you're getting treatment and you're on the meds and you don't take your meds, then you do have to be monitored that you're taking your meds, and
Well,
that's one thing.
And when
that
aberrations like
locks
this
you up.
occur, it's
Aberrations.
unfortunate. And when they commit a crime, they get what they deserve.
Aberrations to aberrant people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it would be. So, what else are we going to talk about? Because really, we have to talk
only have
very
a couple of minutes
quickly.
left.
I know.
You know, same-sex benefits are happening right now across the country.
That's true.
New York just voted in same-sex marriage. Rhode Island is going to vote in
Civil union.
civil unions.
And it's good to see.
We have that in New Mexico, don't we?
We did for a short time.
I think we
remember
do.
It was, you know, Ellen
same benefits.
And, what's her name? Gina De Silva. I can't
Gosh, I
remember
don't
her
know
name.
her name.
But she used to be on, I think, Ally McBeal.
Well, really?
So she was good.
Well, now, also, speaking of benefits, dogs now have benefits to go into restaurants that have outdoor seating.
Well, there is Andale's Dog House.
Not just service dogs, like seeing eye dogs. And
Or the guy who sponsors
But you may take your
Budweiser.
dog into restaurants that allow it, that have outdoor seating, which I think is cool. If people don't have a problem with that, I love it.
You like dogs?
I do love dogs.
Dogs have been annoying me. I've been over to people's houses recently with their dogs, and I'm wearing open-toed shoes, and all of a sudden you start getting licked on your toes. It's kind of tickly.
Well,
so if dogs don't walk around table to table licking people's toes or jumping and eating your hamburger, that's okay.
Michael, if these are drug-sniffing dogs and they alert to you.
That's where I keep my drugs in my toes.
Again, you have a problem that needs therapy, not jail.
Well, one reason I could see, other than having an obstreperous or an abusive dog in a restaurant, if you can keep your dog controlled, there are people who have allergies to dogs, as well as some people who don't like smoke. Smokers are not allowed to be in restaurants anymore because and I'm not even sure now if you're allowed. I think New York has made a law that you can't even smoke outdoors.
No.
So you can't smoke outdoors, but I don't know about it.
Well, some restaurants in Las Cruces will give you food poisoning free of charge.
Really?
I've had food poisoning in Las Cruces several times. I think the last time I had food poisoning was at...
when you had that lettuce from Germany.
Well, way out west I got bad food poisoning, but El Ranchero, what's it called?
The Ranchway.
Ranchway Barbecue. Right, Alice and I both got sick from their barbecue chicken sandwiches.
But we eat there all the time, and we've been
And I haven't been back since.
So don't put any poison in your food when Mark comes over. Although it's ironic because you try to take good care of yourself.
But anyway, we
have to leave.
We need to take a break. We have the new Mexico movies come on
We're not gonna
tonight
break.
at midnight. Catch those if you can. And in the meantime, we'll be back next week, same time, same station.
We're
Channel
taking
98.
a break until next week.